Alright, greetings everybody. My hope is that this video will help you set off and maintain an understanding of the difference between multiples and factors so that you will never conflate them again. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's start with what is the greatest common factor of 2 and 10, and then we'll do the same thing but least common multiple of 2 and 10. Let's start. Greatest common factor of 2 and 10. The greatest common the factors are over on this side with the factor ninja, who likes to break things down into smaller pieces. And as you can see, 1 is not smaller than 1, but it's not any greater than 1. 1 and 2 is, well, 1's less than 2. 2 is not, so it's either equal to or less than, right? So he's trying here, basically what he's doing. But the idea is that predominantly everything over here at the factor ninja side is going to be less numbers, less than or equal to the actual number you're trying to factor. Well, multiple monster on the other, well, he doesn't really look like he has hands. We could put him hand, give him a little hand there. On the other hand, is trying to make everything bigger. He wants to monsterify everything. Large, huge, giant, all the way to infinity and beyond. Buzz Lightyear reference. Okay, so that's the first thing I hope you notice by looking at this chart. So let's go ahead and try this. GCF is on the factor ninja side of 2, so we're looking at here, and 10 here. All right, so first of all, what are the common factors? So we're starting with the factor, making things smaller. Which ones do they have in common? Well, let's see. There's a 1 here, and there's a 1 here. There's a 2 here, there's a 2 here, and that's it. Out of those ones that are common, which one is the greatest common factor? So like it's the biggest of the small pieces. Well, 2 is. 2 is the greatest. So there is our first answer. Now let's go to least common multiple. But remember, multiples, monster likes to make things bigger. Like even a cookie monster says, make my cookies bigger. Is this a big size cookie for you? No. Bigger, 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 multiply monster. Yeah, the friends. I think multiple monster and the cookie monster might be friends. Anyway, we're looking at the bigger side, and we're looking for, again, 2 and 10. So let's see here. Wow, look at this. They go on and on and on. We could just keep going, but we're going to just use what we have here. We don't need to keep going. All we need to do is find the least of all of these. Once we see whichever one's the least common one, then we're done. Common one and done. One and done. One done 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 done. One and done done. So here we go. Which ones do they have in common? They have quite a few in common. Now, I could start with the least ones, but then that would kind of spoil everything. Because, so let's see. Is there a 24 down? No, there's a 20 in common. There's a 10 in common. We're done, right? 10? Because there's nothing smaller in common. That's correct. I mean, we could have started this way. Just start with the bigger ones. Oh, look, larger number, and then see if there's anything in common. That way it saves you time from having to maybe do all of this unnecessarily and all of this unnecessarily. Okay. Yep. Didn't need to do all those multiples. So we're done, right? So there's a 10. Well, I want to take it to a whole nother level with you for a moment, right? Let's take it to the next level. So hopefully this will stick, maintain, and, set off. We just set it off here. Now let's maintain. This is how we're going to maintain. Think of this. Would we ever be asked to find the least common factor of something? Well, what's the least common factor of 2 and 10? Factor side, here's 2, here's 10. Which ones do they have in common again? Oh, they have a 1 in common and a 2 in common. What's the least common one? Well, that's a 1. What if I asked you the least common factors of 2 and 12? It's going to be a 1. What about the least common factors of, let's do green this time, 6 and 8? Are you seeing what I'm seeing here? Are you seeing why they're never going to ask you for this? Let's see. Oh, they have a 2 in common. They have a 1 in common. What's the least common one? It's 1. It's always going to be 1. You can do the least common factor of 1,000,000 and, I don't know, 57. The least common factor is going to be 1. 1,000,000 and then also 2. The least common factor is going to be 1. 1,057. 1. 1,020. 1. It's always going to be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. We're done. We're done with that one. Okay, it's always going to be 1, not useful. What about the greatest common multiple of something? Can you find the greatest common multiple of, I don't know, let's try 2 and 10. What's the greatest common multiple? Well, let's see. Look at all these multiples they have in common. Let's see, 10's in common, 20's in common, 30. If you keep going, 30 would be in common, 40 would be in common, 50. As you go, they go on forever. We would never get there. That's why they don't ask you. I mean, you could put down infinity if you want, but that's not helpful. It's always going to be infinity. The greatest common multiple of any two numbers will always be infinity. There you go. Bye.